Hey, what's up? It's Last Call. It's the off topic post show. We're here to sit, chat, and talk about how CES is going on right now, which is the big like tech convention center. Sorry, I'm just really excited about this. Do you guys see that BMW released or are at CES? They have a prototype for a car that changes colors.
I'll buy it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Really?
Wow. That's the best way to get
Can
away
you-
from the police.
Can you
It
leak
is-
that?
Well,
In-
no. Well, I mean, I
Is
guess
it
it's not
legal?
allowed.
Yeah, like now I
Well,
gotta think about that. Like, how do you register your car?
I mean, you can paint your car. That's fine. Just this is happening right away.
Does it look very futuristic? How does it look?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like hyper futuristic. It's got a lot of like smooth edges and stuff like that, and like thin like lights and the things that you think would be futuristic. But
Come on. That's fucking
dude, that's
cool.
awesome.
it's
Okay.
cool as hell.
That's cool.
I'm not crazy about a crossover, but still, that's fucking cool.
It looks so
Oh,
cool.
It'd
It
be
just
cool if the license plate would rearrange itself like Rorschach too. Then you really could have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could
then you
avoid
really
anything.
That'd
could
be
avoid
pretty-
anything. Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. Rorschach's
I'm a
mask
BMW
is so
guy
dope.
again. BMWs are. I'm pro BMW these days.
Oh,
You know
what?
what?
Tires do
you
it
rode it.
too?
You rode in my BMW, Alfredo, right after
I did, and I,
What do
I
you-
thought
what do you have? What do you have, Jeff?
I used to be an Audi guy, and
Uh-huh.
my Audi
Okay.
turned into a piece of shit at some point.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
bought an M5, and it has been like the
Ooh.
greatest purchase of my life. I
Yeah.
live in a good.
You know, fun fact about BMW that a lot of people don't know is they now design Kia's cars.
Really?
Dude,
Yes.
people
Well,
fucking love that Kia Telluride.
So
Apparently,
so
that's
the-
a
yeah.
solid
So I
vehicle.
was gonna buy a Telluride because I have a Stinger right now. A lot of people don't know that Kia poached BMW's head engineer, and brought them over to Kia, and he designs all their cars now. So since 2018, that's been a thing, and everyone still shits on Kias because why? Their older reputation, whatever. But I'm just saying, Hyundai and Kia are doing great things because they have a new design team behind them. They have new engineering. And they're really good
their new
cars.
logo
Yeah.
looks
And they look
interesting.
Great.
But
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm a sucker for the Kia summer sales event. What could I say? You know what I'm saying? Like, summer, let's
Coming
go.
up,
Yes,
yeah,
you
dude.
Sales event
You got
for
5
you.
months to go, buddy.
You know what I mean? I'm just foaming at the mouth. What
mean,
you
look-
got for me, Kia?
Look at that though. Like that's not reminiscent of old Kia whatsoever.
No,
No.
no,
And even the
Not really.
It's a
interior, the
gorgeous
quality.
SUV.
Yeah, it's great.
Not my style, but it doesn't look Kia to me. Dude, like, you gotta think though, like as cool as a BMW crossover that changes colors from like white to gray or black, I can't quite tell from some of these videos. Like, that's gotta be expensive to repair. I mean, it's a prototype, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
what
like,
happens
this-
when you get a fender bender? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
it's a permanent scar on the car.
Right.
It's
Dude, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
pixels, you just start.
Yeah.
You're not just replacing like painted aluminum. At that point, there's
Is-
probably some high tech glass behind it, and
Yeah, I want to know.
Is
what
that
it
car that's got mushroom seats?
Mushroom seat.
Let me look that up.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like this. The fabric is made out of mushrooms.
what?
I'm just fucking reading that new.
Well, Matt's
concept.
definitely not getting that car.
Yeah, I
now.
can't do it.
Yeah, no,
I might get poisoned. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to
Oh,
risk it.
oh. I'm sorry. It's not. It's a Mercedes. It's
Oh,
called the
okay.
Mercedes.
Oh, I'd never be able to afford that anyway. We're
It's
fine.
their new electric concept car. It's called the Vision, and yeah, it's like super green and sustainable. And the seats are made out of like they look like leather, but they're made out of like a mushroom.
Interesting.
What?
Yeah, does
They
it smell
look
like
leather to
mushroom?
me.
I'll link it in
But
the. I'll link it. in
I
the
think
chat.
my thing is how durable is it?
Yeah, what if you have a little, you spill your coffee
Yeah.
on your mushroom seeds? Like,
Yeah,
It's
what? You
try
have to fucking eat the seat and then they repair it for you, or what?
Or it's like, oh, my seat. I got my seat wet and it molded.
Yeah.
Instead of growing more mushrooms on it, what do I do?
Made of mushroom fibers and cactus. What the hell? Carpets are made of bamboo.
That's
These all feel
crazy.
like things that would light on
Okay.
fire from the heat.
Oh,
of
that
the
looks
car.
kind of sleek though. It reminds me a
Live
little
by
bit
the
of the
future.
Tesla Roadster.
Hmm.
that's crazy.
You know what the
front
back
does.
of that looks like though? It looks like the what is it? The Lamborghini Elemento. Do you guys know the car I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
With the
see.
little like the circles on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks kind of like that. Reminds me of that.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
what
I like
it
how
is
much
of-
you know about cars, Joe.
I'm actually a car guy. I used to work on my own cars. I used to have like I used to do shit to my cars, like build my cars up, and then I haven't done that in a real long time because it's a very expensive hobby.
It
Mhm.
is.
And
Yeah.
I just was not making the money to do it. So I'm hoping in my future I get back into it, but
Dude,
Have
I
you
used to-
have you talked to Fareed much
no.
on the
Oh,
partner side? You would love him. He's a
No,
big
I've
car
not.
guy too, and he's super fun to talk to about that kind of stuff. Sorry,
Mhm.
Alfredo, you were talking.
No,
about
no,
it.
Free loves detailing cars too, though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
born to-
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Mm.
I was
Yeah,
talking about
see.
like I remember just back in the day, in my early 20s, when I was like, I want an Evo. I want an Evo 8 MR. Want my Sparco seat steering wheel, my carbon fiber
Yeah.
hood and fenders. Like, you know what I mean? Start going down the little rabbit hole of like, ooh, I could tweak this. I'm in the forums and I'm in the, I'm like in the Evo club and whatnot. And then I was
See,
like, oh,
See, I wanted to do
what?
that because my grandpa he did a lot of that. He loves doing stuff like that with his cars. But then I was like, well, I'll never be able to do that myself because I'm stupid and I can't afford it.
Mm.
So I just bought Forza. And
Uh,
And
See, I
I
was
just
like-
change out parts there.
yeah, it's easy peasy, click of a button, done.
Way cheaper of an investment.
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't very good with like obviously like being like a mechanic or anything like that, but I definitely knew more stuff about other specs of a car other than just like an engine or
Mm-hmm.
like the center of it all, I guess.
Yeah. And sometimes you try and get brave with it, or just go, "Oh, I could throw on that decal,
Well-
no worries." Or like, "Ooh, what would it
Yeah.
take for me to like
Yeah.
change my brake calipers to red because it looks sexy?"
See,
That might be the coolest thing about like the car I just got is like
Mm-hmm.
I never gotten a new car, so I was like, oh my god, I can do some things with this and kind of like figure it out. And I got like neons on the inside of it, and it's got like some cool like floor mats and stuff. I'm like, yeah,
What kind of car
I-
did you get, buddy?
I did okay. Honda Civic.
Ooh,
Dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dude, the
Nice.
Honda Civic,
Honda's been doing
two
good.
cars.
the new body style on the Honda Civic is kind of sexy, and futuristic in a really
Yeah,
cool
it
way.
is.
Yeah,
I love them every time I see them driving down the road. I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, right, I've seen that 100 times. It's a really pretty car.
That
Dude,
was, I
it's-
think the weirdest thing was like I had that Focus for so long. I still do. I don't drive it, but it's around. That I like was the only one that I ever saw in a Focus when I was driving it. But now I'm in like the Honda, and I'm like, everyone has this car.
Oh,
I
yeah,
see
once
it
you-
all over the place.
Yeah.
Once you
But
have the
what am
car,
I
or there's a
doing?
car that you want, you see it
Yeah,
everywhere.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Everywhere. But I mean, going back, I mean, like, dude, Honda Civics and Accord, same thing with like Toyota Camrys or whatnot. Just Toyota and Honda. It's just like, damn, dude, those cars are built to last, and they're so
Yeah.
cheap to maintain. Like, such good purchases.
Dang,
Holy
I'm,
hell!
That was-
I'm
that
trying to
was-
get an A90
Mm.
Supra.
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh,
See,
you want a Supra, huh?
Right now I have all-wheel drive car because
I
I'm
can't
in
believe they brought
Colorado.
that back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm moving to Texas. It's like, damn, maybe I
Yeah,
just
hey,
buy
look.
my car that I want. Rear wheel drive. I don't have to worry about it.
You don't
No,
want
no,
to.
you do. You do. You do.
As of last
You
year,
need it.
you definitely need an all-wheel
Yeah.
drive. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I,
okay, so
I learned that as I
Oh, well-
skidded into the gas station in my Ford Focus.
I guess I feel different because I used to drive an all-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive car for 3 or 4 years here. So the last car I had was a Genesis Coupe, is rear-wheel drive.
Bro,
And
you gotta
so
be built
all
for
all
tough.
summer long, or not all summer long, all year long, I was just driving rear-wheel drive, so I kind of got used to it. So I don't know, it may not be that bad. Like one day out of the year.
So, like,
I
are we
don't
supposed to
know.
get another ice storm here?
I've heard.
Whoa.
I've
People,
heard
or,
that,
or
like-
is that just shit that people are saying?
Don't
People are
breathe
like,
that into the air.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Like-
know.
I
Who knows? But at the same time, like last year was kind of like this too, right? Where it was pretty
Yeah.
hot during January, and then February came, and it was like, well, are you ready to die? There you
Whew.
go.
it also tricked us last year too, because I don't know if you remember, Matt, but it snowed in like late January, and we were like, "Holy
did.
shit, that's weird." And it wasn't bad, and it was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
cool, a little bit of winter," and then it got warm again, and then it was like, "Fuck you." But
Yeah.
so I don't know, but it it's fucking 70 degrees outside or something.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
That's the rearing
I
back for the
wish.
fuck you
Jealous.
punch. Just
Yeah.
Me and Joe just shivering
out.
in our own houses.
Yes,
like,
yeah, because it's so back and forth here in the middle. Like it's like we had a week where it was like 70 all week long, and then it dropped down to like 10 degrees, and then it was snowing, and then the next week it's back up to 70. So
See,
it's
I
like
mean-
I want some stability in the weather.
yeah, it's been like that
Are
here.
you-
weird position where like it never snowed anywhere when I grew up. I was just like, I think maybe 3 or 4 winters we had something that resembled snow. And I was like, having it here now is like, oh my god, that's so awesome. I get to see snow. It looks so pretty and all that. And then like you said, Jeff, like 2 weeks later is like, anyway, you don't have power now. So
Yeah, and you won't for a while.
yeah, enjoy that. Which
Maybe a
and
couple months, depending.
Yeah, and I did have like one time in South Carolina where it was like there was an ice storm and everyone around me lost power. But my house didn't lose it because it was like basically the only one connected to the pole independently.
Mhm.
And it should have lost it because a tree fell on the line and like yanked the meter off my house. But it
No.
was like floating in, it was like floating in the yard where it was still connected. And essentially I was the only one with power. I was like, hey, if you guys need anything, come over, heat up, do whatever you need to do. Then the people from the power company came and they were like, all right, we fixed the entire street. That's off the house. That is off the house. So anyway, they unhooked my power and came back 2 weeks later. They didn't fix it the entire time. And suddenly my neighbors didn't know me. So it was weird.
Suddenly,
Damn.
there wasn't a lot of reciprocation. You live in
Yeah.
the city, right, BK?
Yeah, I do.
Have you lived there your whole life?
No, I haven't actually. I was born up here, but I grew up in Florida, so like near St. Augustine, Daytona area in Florida.
Oh, I
Heck yeah.
lived. I lived in Jacksonville
Okay.
for about 3.5 years, which was fucking terrible. But we
Yeah.
visited St. Augustine a lot. That was like where you would go swimming and go to the that old fort over
Yep,
there.
the fort.
Yeah.
Yep, with the coquina
I would-
shell.
Yeah, that's right. And I would buy my little Smurf action figures at a store in St. Augustine. I was always excited about. I always loved that place.
God. It's nice. It's a cool like historical district. There's not really much in Florida other than Disney and Miami. And then you realize there's a whole top part of the entire state that is nowhere near it. So it's really nice to be able to go there and get that vibe and get something different.
Is it going to be weird for you to leave a major city that's all public transport and all kind of, well, I mean, there's no place like it, New York, to come to like a fucking just a dismal wasteland of Texas?
What
It's
a
like
charming way to
pitch.
describe where we
Good
live.
pitch.
Oh, you're really
What
selling
is
her
it?
on it.
So BK, do you want to move or no? It's definitely going to be a change. It sucks because it's like, you know, a lot of people I know, my friends like don't even have licenses like at all. I even had teachers when I was in college who are like well in their numbers who have never gotten their license. So to kind of change that and be like, well, I have to actually get in a car. I actually first have to own a car. Gas prices, what are those? Insurance. Yeah, a lot of things that you don't have to worry about living in New York for sure. 100%.
A big change. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that's
I mean,
awesome.
Well, I'm sure Michael and Gavin and Ray
Yep.
and
was
all
about
those
to
people
say,
can give you
there's-
advice because those idiots all worked for me for years without licenses and just bummed rides 24 hours a fucking day from everybody. And they managed to survive just fine. Maybe you don't need to.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I'm excited for Austin. It's my first time out of Colorado in 18. I moved to Colorado and never left. So my first time being out of
Really?
the state. Yep. Yeah, but 18 years is my first time like living in a different state. So
I couldn't be
Well,
me. I'm
fingers
sorry. I gotta travel more. I gotta go. I feel like you don't get to like feel the culture, the vibe of like whatever place you're in until you like live there for a bit. So I'm very much that person who's like, hey, can I go stay where? Sure. So I was loving my homestay. I studied abroad in Japan for a while, and that was just so awesome. Yeah, for sure.
What part of Japan?
Osaka. Oh,
nice.
South Side. Yeah, it's where the best food is for sure. 100%. I can't wait to go back.
Take me to any place that has delicious food because that's all I want to do.
Yup.
that's why I'm excited for Austin though, because I heard Austin has great fucking food and all the
Yeah,
food I've had down
that's
there is
what I was
really
told.
good.
Yeah, I'm taking you guys some food places. We've had some board game nights where it's just been
Maybe.
all
Been
good
fun.
times. We gotta break the. I'm just gonna keep breaking the glass on Jeff. Like,
How do
board
I
game
get
night.
a fucking
You gotta
invite
break 'em
to
out.
these board game nights I hear about? Everybody's
Yeah.
talking about board game. I fucking love board games.
Well, then
I
wanna play board
like,
games.
I like board games.
Just come out, Jeff.
Jeremy invited me over to his house one time to play board games, and I came and I had the time of my life. And he was like, "Okay, cool. Don't get used to it. Never again."
Oh my god!
He probably did say
Go
that,
back in
too,
your
yeah.
hole. Go back in your hole.
Yeah, go back, go slumber.
All right.
Well, they don't have lights, so that's it. That's all we got for you.
That's it.
Post show.
Oh,
The fact that Jeff will never come out to a board game night. Matt,
Yeah.
see you soon.
Never get invited.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes. Now we leave.
Oh, we,
Bye. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll-
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
thought he was
okay.
gonna slumber.
Okay.
Time to get my golf cart.
okay.
My cat's like underneath
You
me.
guys.
I'm scared to
See you
get
guys
up.
next week.
Bye, Joe. Can't really leave. She's right there.